rambled like an idiot, but I told you I was making it.
It's okay. I ramble a lot too, but I don't write any notes, so hopefully you guys can just keep up with my flow. So one thing though that Peggy touched on that really I didn't even think about. Anyway, the thing about commenting on or responding to every single comment on your page, that goes for a fitness page or your personal page. And the reason for that is because, like Peggy said, it brings up your engagement. And it, you know, if you're working from a fitness page, it'll help your affinity. But also, I'm really big on just, and I'm talking about this on the Flynn Sisters call at the end of the month, but connecting to your customers. I'm besties with every single one of my customers. And, you know, Deneen, who's been helping me out, can probably tell you guys a little bit about this too. Like, I know so much about my customers, and I can tell you all of it offhand because I'm constantly interacting with them. And, you know, like when I respond to their posts, it's always like genuine and we're always just talking. And it makes them feel good when we respond, because think about, you know, like, I don't know, let's just use Kim Kardashian. She doesn't respond to anybody, right? But let's look at Taylor Swift, who takes the time out to respond to her, you know, her fans. People love Taylor Swift because of that. Like, they are so loyal. We have that same opportunity. We may not be at that status, but people care. People follow fitness pages and they follow other fitness people, and they just get ignored. We are not those people. That's one thing that puts us up, that gives us a slight edge against others, is that we care about our customers. We want to be friends with them. We want to help them. So talk to them. Don't be afraid. And also, and maybe the more sneaky side of this is, every time you comment or interact with them, it posts up in their friends' feed as long as your page is public. So if you are working from a private Facebook page, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. You need to make it public, because like I just said, every time you interact with somebody, it will pop up in their friend's feed. So that gives the friend an opportunity to then see your page, whether it's your personal or your fitness page. That's another reason why I do it too. That's the more business side of it. But, okay, here we go. I'm going to just run into a few different tips. Actually, Peggy covered a lot of them. These are just more like how to do it. I guess, I don't know, whatever. You guys will figure out what I'm trying to say. But one thing before I get into it that I want you guys to understand, it's our job to expand our network, not our customers. We cannot rely on our customers to do this for us. And what I mean by that is, we have to go out and try to find people. We can't just sit back and hope that they'll all come to us. Like, we're not Kim Kardashian. That's just not going to happen. You have to put in the effort to do it yourself. And the success of your business will be a reflection of the number of people you help and reach, right? So you should be working on this diligently every single day, no matter what, adding people, adding new friends, finding new followers. This is huge. This is probably one of the biggest parts of your power hour, is this. Because your business will die if you don't have new people. Because regardless of how many challenge packs you've sold over the last year, those people aren't guaranteed to want another one anytime soon. So you have to constantly be looking for more. But a couple ways to do it. I work off of my mutual friends, like Peggy said, and I'm talking about from my personal page here. And so what I will do is I will find my target demographic, which is something else Peggy had mentioned. So let me just use Peggy as an example. She's my target demographic. She's this fun little spunky girl. I love her to death. She's like amazing. She has a great personality. I know she's outgoing. Like, I just love her vibe, right? So I'll go to her. I'll go through her friends list, because I want people who are going to be like her. Now, you can choose whatever demographic you want: moms, students, friends who are just outgoing and have the same personality as you. But you want to try to attract people or find people who you're going to get along with. So I don't go to this buff guy's page and try to find his friends, because that's not people I'm interested in getting along with, and I don't feel like I would. So, you know, try to find that target demographic. But what I'll do is I'll go to her page, and I'll go to, up at the top, you can go to her friends. And as long as she doesn't have her friends list private, you can go, there will be a drop-down tab where you can choose people you may know. And this is from her friends list. So I'll do that. And then I'll be able to see, usually it'll show you mutual friends or people you may know who you have 5 to 10 or more mutual friends with her. So I do this a lot in my business because obviously a lot of us are all from the same area. So I try not to solely work out of Denellen and Ocala. I try to expand on my friends who live elsewhere. You know, and I suggest those of you who live in Ocala and Denellen to do the same, or those of us who are all from Hooters, you probably know by now that like that market's exhausted. We're all here. So do that. Think about the people who you'd want to work with and then go to their friends and expand off them because they're going to be friends with people who are like them, right? So that's why it's important to find that. Let me see. My notes are all over the place here. So using interest groups to find people. I will admit I do not like this, but I see a lot of people, other coaches on the other teams who do this a lot, finding interest groups. So if you're a mom groups, community groups, you know, like I know there's an Ocala word of mouth, groups like that. I don't know what that is, but whatever. Let's say you have a certain health condition. If you're into a certain show, a grocery store, I don't know, an interest group, something that you're interested in, find their page, join the group, like it, whatever. You can interact with other customers or other members of that group. That's a great place. My only warning here is admins of groups tend to be very strict. So you have to ask permission from the admin before you post anything about a challenge group or your coaching, because you want to be respectful, right? We wouldn't like it if people did that to us. Always run your business with integrity, reach out to the admin, ask if it's okay. If not, let it go, move on. But that is a great way to meet other people. I know that that's how Jen Richardson and Stephanie Chico met. They met through a mom's group, and now they run 2 businesses together, and they're like 8-star diamond coaches together. So could be worth it. And then a couple other tips. These are going on different social media. I didn't really want to go too much into Instagram because I feel like Facebook is our main social media platform, and Instagram, maybe we'll do just another call on that another night. But obviously hashtags, if you guys haven't noticed by now, if you're a new coach, we hashtag the crap out of everything because obviously that's just a great way to reach other people, especially on Instagram. On Facebook, people don't use them as much, but you still can. But one thing is you don't want it to be all fitness. Just like how on what Peggy was saying on your personal page or on your fitness page on Facebook, you don't want it to be 100% fitness. You're not a robot, right? You have different things about you that are interesting that you can talk about. So don't make all your hashtags about fitness. I'm honestly guilty of this. And it's just because I'm too lazy to go in and edit them. So I just use the same ones over and over. But I'm doing myself a huge disservice because I'm missing out on a lot of potential people. But like if you look at Stephanie Davies, for example, she's a great one. She's recruited a lot of coaches from Instagram. And if you go look at her hashtags, none of them are fitness. It's natural parenting, Portland something or another. It's all things that are just pertain to her but don't have to do with fitness. And that's because we're not looking for fitness professionals. We're not looking for people who are promoting their fitness business like we are. We're looking for real people. So use real hashtags. Something else that you guys can do to expand your network and just draw more people to you is run these free groups. So free 7-day clean eating groups. I've done other random free groups. We have a yoga group coming up. And I've done like the booty group before where, I do have people, I have them sign up for the free membership if it's over 7 days. If not, it's just a good way to attract people to you. And I also will ask people, hey, invite your friends if you want, whatever. And sometimes that will work out in my benefit. Let me see. Okay. Also in your challenge group, in our challenge group, if you're in the New Year group with us right now, I actually did make this a daily activity for this week. Make a public accountability post. So have your challengers make a post to their Facebook saying that they're in an accountability group, tag you in the post, whatever it is, some type of accountability where they have to tell their network what they're doing and they tag you in it. So now all those people have an opportunity to connect with you. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy or vulnerable, but it does open up that door for you. And it lets people know what your purpose is. Great way. And you can give them some bonus points or something. I ask for referrals. So especially, I like to, anytime somebody orders something, I don't care what it is, it could be a $2 thing of vitamins. I send them a thank you card, and in there I include my business card. And I'll write on there, you know, any referrals, you get 10% off your next purchase. Just let me know. This has actually worked out really, really well for me, because I've actually gotten quite a few referrals from people who, hey, you know, I've got this friend, and can I use my 10% off if they order something? Sure, great. You know, ask for referrals too. Paige Casto did a really great post where, you know, you can just throw in there for somebody that you're talking to just in a normal conversation on Facebook when you're talking about adding them to your challenge group or fitness programs or whatever, just being like, hey, if you'd like to, you know, invite some of your friends, I'd love to talk to them. I appreciate referrals. You know, I know she sends like a small gift to anybody who sends her referral. So think about those things. It might take a bit of an investment from you. It might take you giving an incentive, but if ultimately that means that you get more customers, isn't it worth it? Also, you can do local events. I'm not an event person, so I don't do these because I just don't go anywhere. I just stay in my house all day. But if you're outgoing, you can definitely do local events. So go to your kids' fall festival and put up a little booth. Or, you know, if your community's having a little, like, I don't know what you call those. Not yard sales. I don't know, like a little festival in your community where you can put up a booth. Do something there, you know, check into your local YMCA, check at your local church, whatever it is you're involved in. See if there's a way that you can connect with the people there and bring your business into it. We have the Fit Clubs, which Laura talked about last week or the week before. I don't remember when it was. We also have Shake and Share events, which I know a few of the coaches in our team have done. So those are really excellent. Look into all of those things because you want to expand to your community. It can kind of bring a whole different dimension to this coaching business because right now most of it is all online. And then last thing, I have utilizing other social media platforms. So again, most of what we've talked about tonight has been about Facebook, but other forms of social media are huge. Instagram, huge, 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 huge. Many of the top coaches have done a lot of their recruiting from Instagram. Just gonna be honest with you, I'm not the best at it. And that's just because I get really snotty and I don't like people because I'm like, your conversation with me is really stupid right now because all you said was awesome job. And I'm like, okay, thanks, you know, like whatever. And it's just hard to connect with them on there. But Steph Davies has done a lot of really great videos. So I suggest looking at those and she'll explain to you how to transition them from Instagram to Facebook. YouTube is another really big one. And I know Deneen and Alicia have been utilizing YouTube more. And this is huge because it's a great way to reach people who you would never reach ever because you just have no possible way to know them. YouTube works for you while you're sleeping, right? Like it's always on, it's always working. People can always find your videos. They can randomly search Insanity Max 30 and find your video. It is very, very possible. I know for a fact the coach that I had previously when I coached, when I was under Kenna, she found her coach through YouTube. So I know that that's how it works. So think about it. Yes, YouTube is super uncomfortable, but do you honestly think Lindsay Matway got 18,000 coaches in her downline by just using Facebook and Instagram? No, she utilizes YouTube as well. Try it. I don't have any tips on how to actually do it because I just do the most basic thing and I'm not clever, but Dredd is, so maybe he has some advice. And I think that's it for my actual notes. You know, keep a list of people you've talked to, go back, play off of their friends list, go back to old posts, expand off of them. Yeah, and honestly, that's it. You can also boost if you have a fitness page. Promoting your page is a big deal. It does cost money, but if you promote your page, it is a great way to find others. You can search and do it by, I think it's by what, people who like your page and their friends, or you can do it by certain categories.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I went ahead and I boosted my page a couple of weeks ago just to see, how it would work. And I boosted my page, not my post. And I got to pick again the demographic. Facebook does it for you. They ask you how you want to narrow it down and how much money you want to spend on it. And I think I spent like $5 or $10 or something. And my return was I got like 200 likes on my fitness page from it.
And that's not to say that those 200 people are going to turn into overnight customers, but it's more eyes seeing you. So if you're going to do that, make sure that the content that you're posting is good, because you want to engage these people. But I definitely do suggest that. And I thought of something while you were saying that and then completely forgot. Oh, I do remember. Just to touch back on something else Peggy said when she was going through her slides. Those of you who don't have Facebook fitness pages yet, I know a lot of my new coaches, I've suggested don't make them. Just like Peggy said, the reason for that is because you have your warm market and you need to work through that first. Number one, it's a great way to build up your confidence and get practice, because your friends and family aren't going to hate you if you screw up. But a random person will expect you to know what you're talking about if you're talking to them about it. And also the Facebook pages are just a lot of work. So I think starting off as a new coach, just working through your warm market is what you need to do. And also that's an initial following. Whenever you start a fitness page, you start at 0. You got to work from the ground up. So having that warm market behind your back is huge. So I think that's it. Unless there's anything else you want to add, Peggy, I'm just going to open it up.
No, I think that's it. This is just solely for Facebook. We could get into other ones like in more detail another time, but Facebook's a great way to really get out there. I started almost a year ago, so for me to have as many likes as I do, it took a long time, you guys. It wasn't just like overnight. Mm-hmm. So, I've told all my new coaches, like starting now, use your regular Facebook. I cannot stress it enough. And I know it's scary to put yourself out there and to share your story and to, dig deep and find, those hurtful things inside that made you who you are today. But do it. I promise you, from like every inch of me and every depth of my heart, I promise you that you are going to have so much support and you won't even realize it. I posted my story, the same story now, like the 5th different way today. And I had one person direct message me, someone I never even expected, telling me that it happened to her. And you guys can go back and read my story, but it was just, you are able to connect with people that way. So, that's the number one thing that I think we all have struggles with, but we all need to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like, a lot of you guys who are my coaches, a lot of you guys have said that you were inspired to sign up to coach because of my story. Imagine if I just never talked about it, or if you're Peggy's coach, if we just never talked about it and we were never vulnerable, we never let you see what it's like, or what we're doing here or why we're doing it, you would have no reason to care at all about what we're doing. So don't be afraid to do that, because it opens up a ton of doors for you. But anywho, anybody have questions? You're all muted, so if you do, unmute yourself. Anybody? Come on, guys. We couldn't have explained it. Oh, good. Thank you.
All right, me. Where is it? Wait. So I think I posted, or I must have written on one of your comments, Francis, about, is this wrong? In the sense of, no, you can't say it. This is 3 days worth of inviting people.
Yep.
So, and this is only from the people that I went to high school with. And A lot of them, I think what happened is in the beginning, I have one person who I think I told you before is kind of a little negative with me, and she's the reason why I joined Beachbody. She didn't like that one of our way past challenge groups, there was a posted selfie of yourself, and it had something to do with Peggy saying something about cancer, and I don't know if you remember that post.
Of my post?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Of me posting about...
You asked us, all the challengers, to go ahead and do a selfie with no makeup.
Oh, yeah.
And
Whoa.
that post created so much drama on my wall that everybody was telling me, just go ahead and delete her and whatever, and just take it down. And I'm like, no, this is the post that's going to get the fire up my ass, basically. And this is what got me to actually join the company. And this person, I've noticed as of recent, I keep bypassing her. I will not invite her to like my Facebook page at all, ever. It's almost like I don't even want her around. I want her away from me, but I refuse to delete her or block her or anything, because her group of friends is so wide. And she was like the popular girl at school that everybody was part of. And so she ended up, as of recently, just starting to comment on my Facebook, on my fitness page, here and there. She's commenting all the time. And the more she comments, the more I respond with a really happy reply, thinking that if she responds, all of these other people are going to see it too. Am I wrong?
I don't think so. I think, you just have to protect your energy. If she's not coming at you in a negative way on those comments she's putting, then let her. Some people are really, really stubborn. So maybe her coming at you in the beginning was her way of trying to bring you down, and now she sees it's not really working. And she's like, okay, well, crap. If you can't beat them, join them. I mean, if she's being rude, then my whole thing on that is just, I have absolutely no tolerance for rude people. So you can get the hell out. But that's just me. I know some people don't have that same philosophy. So I feel like, I don't know. You'll hear top coaches say that the people who you least want to talk to are the ones you need to help the most. And I do believe that. But for somebody who was just being negative, maybe that's not the same concept.
Or you can take it kind of like the way I did. And both Francis and, how we handled that person that was in my life with the whole, me making that post about being a role model for your children and, not feeding them, donuts every day for breakfast in the morning and, junk food all the time and blah, blah, blah. And it caused, controversy on my page, and ended up, basically I reached out to my coach friends and I said, hey, how do I handle this? And we all ganged up with positivity, and that person ended up deleting me as a friend. But in the end, I did nothing wrong. And it's just about how you handle it. And, these people sometimes they do need the most help with it, but if they're not willing to change, you cannot, sit there and give them all your energy and, end up turning yourself into negative energy because of somebody else's opinion. So like I said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And that just goes with, the posts as well. You can put yourself out there all you want, but there's still going to be people out there. Mm-hmm. What's that quote, Francis? You can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there'll still be somewhere out there that doesn't like peaches. So,
and there's always going to be at least one person. I don't care. I can delete these a-holes all day long, and another one will just pop up tomorrow. You can't control other people. All you can do is control, yourself and how you respond to it, and just let it be what it is. If she's really being negative, I would either address it with her directly or just take her off, because you don't want your page to become that place. of negativity, but if she's not, then just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, she's not being negative, but because I've known her for so many years and I know how sarcastic she really is, and I've been to her house, and I mean, she's very sarcastic. It's not my cup of tea. There's only so much of that I can take, and I can be sarcastic and nasty too, but I don't prefer to be that way. That's not my personality. It takes a lot for me to get angry and really go down that road. And I don't want those people. I want to help people. If I didn't want to help people, I wouldn't be doing this. I would not be doing this. That's all there is to it. Because you girls know where I stand as far as this business is concerned. It's still very difficult for me because I'm like running another job on top of this. But I like this so much that I refuse to give up.
Yeah.
And I don't want that one person to screw it up for me.
Well, then I would say just make a decision on what's going to make you feel best. You can choose to ignore it. You can choose to block her, or you can just choose to keep, doing it. Eventually, she's going to come to realize that, what she's doing doesn't matter. She's acting like a child. Even if it takes like 2 years, she'll come to that realization, and then she'll back off as long as you don't entertain it. If you feel like she's being sarcastic, then just ignore her. But if you feel like she's being genuine, then, let it be. I don't know. I say all that, but I also have a little attitude. So I say all that, but I'm not sure that that's exactly how I'd respond. But that's what the upline in me is saying to do.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to take a picture. Ready?
Right now? Okay.
Yeah. So everyone smile. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So awkward. I love how you popped on just for the picture, Denise.
Leave me alone. It's been a hard day.
Whatever.
She totally did too.
She did. She's like, oh, I'm here.
Present.
Content. Okay. Anyone else have questions? Anyone?
No.
Going once, going twice. All right. We're out of here then. Thank you, guys. I might just bring another one of these up on you guys one of these weeks. But thank you for getting on tonight. And if you do have any other questions, obviously you know where to find us. That's it. All right.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Get up the recording.